You're watching the KUSI News at 5.
Well, the year 2019 is coming to a close, and it is a time for many people to plan for the year ahead. And one area of our lives that can benefit from an end-of-year boost is our financial planning. So here now to talk more about that and what we should be doing and not doing is financial advisor David Reyes. Good to see you, David. How are you?
Good to see you again. How you been?
I've been great. All right, so let's talk, because there's some things you can do now before 2020 that can help you financially. I know the first thing that you've always talked about is maximize your retirement contributions. This is like a 401k,
Correct.
an IRA, right? Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the max you contribute, an IRA is $6,000. If you're over 50 or 50 and above, it's $7,000. But a 401k is much better. You can contribute $19,000. But if you're 50 or older, which a lot of us are, you can contribute $25,000. So it's obviously best to maximize the 401k plan if you have that amount of money to do that.
This is pre-tax dollars going into this retirement account. That's why it's so valuable, right? It's not money that's already been taxed. And some employers will even match it up to a percentage.
6%, whatever it is. That's the only tax break you really can have. Most of the way the tax law is written right now, for the average employee, there is no tax benefits. It's the only tax benefit you can get for dollar.
And I've heard some financial advisors say pay yourself first, which means that you get that out of the paycheck. It's going somewhere that's going to help you down the road. You don't see it.
That's right.
And then therefore you can't really spend it on something that maybe you don't really need.
Well, I have a saying, you pay yourself today so you can get paid later.
Sure.
Right? Retirement, right? You want to get paid later. So pay yourself today so you can get paid later.
The next tip you had mentioned was consider deferring income to 2020. What does that mean? Well,
it's difficult to do as an employee. You know, you get paid a paycheck, right? And how do you defer that? Where that's going to be most appropriate is business owners can do that. So really, there's a very narrow amount of the public that can do that. But small business owners definitely can wiggle things around where they may be able to defer certain income, take it this year versus next year. So really, it's in the business owner community where that would be most appropriate.
The idea is that if you get paid today versus, in a month, I've got to pay taxes on the money that I make in 2019. If I can somehow make it or get it in 2020, I got a whole year to pay the taxes on that January income.
Exactly.
What about losses? Because sometimes losses can help you offset the gains.
Yes, I call it where the bad news is good news.
Right.
So all of us, it's only in taxable accounts. So your 401k you can't do this with, to be clear. So if you have a taxable brokerage account, let's say, and you bought a stock that made money and you bought a stock that lost money, what you can do is sell both stocks, the loser and the winner, and basically offset the loss and the gain so you can feel a little better about your loss. So it's basically a tax-saving vehicle and also a little way to make you feel better, again, about losing money in some of your portfolio.
So some people itemize their deductions, and there was a new law, right, where if you're below $24,000 in deductions, you can just actually get the $24,000. That's automatic. Explain that.
And that was a big deal during the Trump, whether you feel about Trump or not, that tax act he did, the $24,000 deduction, standard deduction for a married couple is a lot larger than most people would itemize their deductions. So really, because you're limited to $10,000, this is the cap on state and local taxes plus property taxes, and then up to $750 on a mortgage. So unless you have those two things that are above the $24,000, which most don't, the $24,000 standard deduction is going to be better, and most people are getting a benefit from that tax-wise.
Great tips, David Reyes. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Good seeing you again.
Happy holidays.
All right, you too.
All right, we'll take a quick break. More right after this.